Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing the HK mp5 sd6. It's a AEG, electric airsoft gun, and yeah, so on the front of the box it says no compromise, powered by Umarex, Heckler, and you see that. On here is the side and tells you some stuff about the gun. Now, when you take the lid off, first what you're going to see is your instruction manual and a couple other papers about your 3-year warranty and do not return this product to a store. But let's put that all to the side. And first what you see in the box is your gun, and you get 2 magazines. Some other times I guess you get a battery, but I guess nowadays you get an extra mag, which is super cool because now you get a spare mag for your MP5. I actually bought an extra magazine, so I have a fully loaded extra MP5 magazine right there. Now, if we take it out of the box, all right, let's set this down right here and let's get the styrofoam out of this one. All right, so now when we put it on the table, it looks like your standard MP5, but you get a cool little grip up here, really cool feeling grippable design, and a suppressor which has a super big orange tip. I don't really like that. So right here you have your magazine, little inserter piece, and then yeah, you have your selector switch. You have semi-auto and full auto. It's pretty heavy considering the gun has been out of polymer, plastic up there, metal for the side frames for the stock. But yeah, it's decently heavy. So we could prop it up on this right here. And yeah, so that's the gun itself. First, I want to talk about the magazines. So under here, these are all high cap magazines. You wheel the bottom right there. And yeah, so how you get to its high capacity, or how you pour the BBs in, I should say. You get it in right there. Whoop, almost dropped it. Yeah, these magazines are, yeah, they're pretty much like a really nice, sturdy polymer. Like, it's not like shaky toy plastic or full steel or metal. It's just your normal polymer. And now we are going to talk about the gun. So first thing you see is your selector switch, magazine release. You also get another magazine release on this side, that little button right there, which is pretty hard to get. As you can see, my finger can't even reach it while I'm holding the grip. It feels super sturdy, nothing really shakes on it. It's also got this bolt up here, which does absolutely nothing. It goes in and out like that. But yeah, that's kind of all you can do with it. I don't recommend doing the HK slap. As you can see, this in here is already kind of scratched up. I don't really recommend doing it at all. I mean, you can do it a few times just to have some fun with it, but that will break, so I don't recommend doing that at all. Now, the gun feels pretty sturdy. It's super tiny at first when you get it out of the box, but right down here, this little lever right here, you push that towards you, or pull it, and it comes out. You've got medium length. Do it again. And you got long length. So it's got 3 length, like a 3-stage stock to choose from. I personally prefer the middle because it feels nice and sturdy. I kind of like it. And yeah, going over to this side of the gun, it's got ambidextric selector switch, so it's on this side and the other side. Right here you got some labeling, blah blah blah. Not really many trademarks on this gun, except for that one right there, and a couple words on the side. But I gotta get this orange tip off. It looks, oh man, like when you're looking at the gun, it's like, that's just standing out. Like it's a big old shoot me sign right there. Now let's head up to the sights. So right here, you have your sight as for choice. It's your, ow, I can't twist that. That just really hurt my finger. So you have medium, kind of small, really small, and then big. I personally prefer the big because it just, you can kind of see down your sights a little bit better. But yeah, Moving up to the front sight, it's your regular front sight, as you can see. Got your little point right there, your little circle right there. Yeah, you guys know the bolt pulls back. Moving on to the hop up. Now you might wonder, where does the hop up go? It's actually right outside of the gun. It's this little lever right here. Move it back and forth. That's to get more hop. That's for less hop. You got one sling attachment right there, and another one back there. Yeah, it's definitely an oversized grip, but it feels super good. It's pretty big for my hands, but I can hold the gun nice and tight to my shoulder, and I like it. Now, how to remove the suppressor? No, it's not a real suppressor, but you turn it to the right, and then it just pops off like that. It doesn't have any foam inside, it's just a plastic barrel. It's got these two little things right there that connect to the barrel. Now, here's the part where I'm going to show you guys how to access your battery. I gotta stand the gun up for this. No, my suppressor. There's one little pin right here, and then on the other side, there's another little pin. Pull these things out right here, and yeah, I can't do that right now, but you pull them out, and then the fat plastic piece right here, you just pull it up out over the barrel, and that shows you your battery compartment. Now, right there, that's where mainly I would hold, or at least I hold a 9.6 in there. It's definitely snug in there. Like, it's not like too big, but it's not that small. So I can definitely fit a 9.6 in there. I recommend something maybe a little bit smaller, but like I said, I use my 9.6, so it works. Now, moving on to, let's grab my suppressor over here because I want it to be in here. The suppressor actually kind of works. Now, I know I said at the beginning when I was talking about it that it didn't work. Well, it kind of does. When you shoot your AEG or your automatic electric airsoft gun, you hear this. Or you should probably take the suppressor off so you can hear more. That's what it sounds like without the suppressor. And now I'm going to put the suppressor on, and here's what it sounds like. Instead of it making like, you can definitely hear like the electric parts all up here, but instead of shooting like instead of it being like a chirp, it's more like a thud, like a thud kind of sound. Oh, and I was also kind of wrong. There's also another sling attachment right here. There's one right there. That can be a sling attachment maybe, and one up there. So yeah, those are the other two. But yeah, now I really want to get to the firing test. When I chronoed this at my airsoft field, I got an average of 348, like around 350, which is not too bad for a mp5 sd6, considering it's got a longer barrel with the suppressor. I definitely recommend this at a CQB field. If you're playing in like a pretty big field, you're outside, all like pretty far away, I recommend it, but at the same time, not really, because that range isn't really the best. So here's a short little firing test. All right, now full auto. Yeah, it's got a really high fire rate, which is super good. Now, here's a little pop. Yeah, but this thing, it's got a lot of power. Like I said, mainly for CQB. Outdoor fields, it depends on really what field you're playing on. If it's a really big field, I don't know about that. So, get that magazine winded up. And now, full auto. Yeah. So, oh, I forgot to mention, the magazines hold about 250 BBs. If you wind up your mag, you can get around 300 BBs in there, 290. So you can fit a really good amount of BBs in there. Personally, I prefer taking out the magazines with this little switch right here. Only because, I'll show it right here. Only because it's a lot more easier to get out. And if I flip it around right here, if you see that little button right there, when you're holding on to the grip, if you have really long fingers, you can definitely touch it. But as you can see, my hand is already coming off the grip, and that's where I get to touch it. So, yeah, that was the HK mp5 sd6. Now, I hope I mentioned everything about this gun. The packaging right there. Magazines are sold separately for about $13-15. I got mine for $13 on the holidays. Yeah, I picked up this gun for $154, and it's amazing. It's perfect for my airsoft field. My airsoft field has a limit of 390 to 400 FPS, which, yeah, it's super low, but since the field is so small,